You know, our world operates on all these invisible rules. I'm talking about everything from a secret grading system for the soap you use every day to the official rule that actually got a planet fired. So today, we're going to dive into those rules, explore some of the most shocking extremes in nature, and look at the incredible ingenuity that pushes human boundaries. But let's start with a question about the one thing you probably trust the most: your own eyes.
So, take a good look at your screen for a second and ask yourself a really simple question. Can you be absolutely certain that what you're seeing is, well, real? Let's find out.
Okay, so you're looking at two red squares, right? The one on the left probably seems a bit darker, maybe a purplish red, and the one on the right looks brighter, kind of orangey. Well, what if I told you they are the exact same shade of red? Seriously. This is called the Bezold effect. It's an optical illusion where the colors around a color totally change how you see it. It's just a perfect reminder that our brains are constantly interpreting reality, not just showing it to us. To really get what's going on, you have to look beyond that first glance.
And that whole idea, looking a little closer, that brings us right into our first section, the world's hidden rules. We're about to uncover some of the invisible systems that shape, well, everything, from the planets in our solar system all the way down to the soap in your shower.
I mean, think about it. For most of our lives, we were all taught there were 9 planets. It was just a fact, right? But back in 2006, that fact completely changed. And it's because scientists started asking a really important question: what actually makes a planet a planet? Turns out the answer is a little more complicated than you might think.
So the International Astronomical Union came up with 3 official rules. First, a planet has to orbit the sun. Okay, simple enough. Second, it needs to have enough gravity to pull itself into a nearly round shape. Makes sense. But it's the third rule, the final one, that really changed everything. A planet has to be gravitationally dominant. It has to be the undisputed king of its own orbit, having cleared the neighborhood of any other big objects.
And yep, you guessed it. That third rule, that's the one that got Pluto kicked out of the club. See, it orbits the sun, and it's round, but its orbit is full of other asteroids and junk. It hasn't cleared its neighborhood. So, just like that, with one hidden rule, our solar system officially went from 9 planets down to 8.
But these hidden rules aren't just out in space, they're in your bathroom. Have you ever heard of the TFM grade for bar soap? TFM stands for Total Fatty Matter, and it's basically a secret quality score. Grade 1 soap has over 76% TFM, that's the good stuff, the best for your skin. Grade 2 is okay, but grade 3 with less than 70% is so harsh it might be better for cleaning your floor than your face. It's a hidden rule that'll probably make you look twice at the label next time you're shopping.
All right, now let's dive into some of nature's shocking extremes. We're talking about life on the edge. Because the real natural world, well, it's a place of incredible brutality, amazing adaptations, and environments that push survival to its absolute limit.
Okay, this is the emerald wasp, and it is basically a master neurosurgeon from your nightmares. First, it hits a cockroach with a sting that paralyzes its body. Then, it delivers a second, unbelievably precise sting directly into the roach's brain. This doesn't kill it, it just turns it into a controllable zombie. The wasp then leads its victim to a burrow, lays an egg on it, and the larva hatches and eats the cockroach, which is still alive, from the inside out. It's literally a real-life horror movie happening all around us.
Nature's extremes also lead to some incredible specialization. For instance, let's settle a classic debate: leopard versus cheetah. They get mixed up all the time, but they're built for completely different things. A cheetah is built for pure explosive speed. It's slender, has those long legs, and solid black spots, and you'll always see those black tear lines running down its face. A leopard, on the other hand, is built for sheer power. It's much stockier, has those beautiful rosette-style spots, and it's strong enough to drag its prey all the way up a tree. 2 very different answers to surviving life on the edge.
All right, from extreme animals to extreme places, I want you to imagine a place so mind-numbingly cold that it just completely redefines the word. That place exists. It's called Oymyakon, a small village in Russia, and it holds the official title for the coldest permanently inhabited place on the entire planet.
For the 800 or so people who live here, life is just a constant battle against the cold. Get this, if you step outside, your eyelashes can freeze solid in just a few seconds. Any exposed skin is in immediate danger of frostbite. And because nothing can grow in the frozen ground, the local diet is almost all meat, and it's often eaten raw, things like frozen horse liver, just to get the vitamins they need. It is an absolutely incredible testament to human resilience.
And speaking of that incredible human resilience, that leads us perfectly into our third section, pushing human boundaries. This is where we look at individuals whose stories of courage and sheer ambition completely redefine what we think is possible.
So, a lot of us remember 2012, when the whole world watched Felix Baumgartner jump from 39 kilometers up, right at the edge of space, breaking the sound barrier. It was a huge deal. But what you probably don't know is that just 2 years later, a Google executive named Alan Eustace quietly went up in a balloon and jumped from even higher, over 41 kilometers up, breaking Felix's record without all the global fanfare. It's a great reminder that some of the biggest achievements happen just outside the spotlight.
This next story, it's really something else. It's about a man from Brazil named Claudio Vieira de Oliveira. He was born with an incredibly rare condition where his joints are malformed, his legs are unusable, and his head is permanently flipped upside down. When he was born, doctors told his mother he had no chance of survival and that she should just let him die. But his mother, she refused to give up on him. And Claudio didn't just survive, he absolutely thrived. He learned to use his mouth to type and to hold a pen. He graduated from a university and went on to become an internationally known motivational speaker, inspiring millions of people. His life is just this powerful testament that what the world thinks your limits are means absolutely nothing compared to your own will to push past them.
And that amazing spirit of overcoming challenges, well, that's what our final section is all about, engineering and ingenuity. This is all about how human creativity solves really complex problems and sometimes creates something that is just pure wonder.
Have you ever seen something that looks like it's alive, but you know it isn't? Well, meet the strand beast. It's Dutch for beach animal. And these are these massive, incredible sculptures created by an artist named Theo Jansen. They don't have any engines or robots inside, but they walk all by themselves. The crazy part is how they do it. The strand beasts are made almost entirely out of simple, lightweight PVC tubes. They are powered only by the wind, which hits these little sails and drives this complex system of legs, making them walk along the beach with this weirdly graceful, biological-looking movement. They really do blur the line between art, engineering, and life itself. From wind-powered art, we go to a masterpiece of logistics. This is the Nagpur Diamond Crossing in India. It's totally unique because it's a single point where railway lines from all 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, all cross over each other. I mean, talk about a high-stakes puzzle. Managing this requires an unbelievably complex and perfectly timed system of signals to make sure trains can get through without a disaster. It's an engineering marvel that thousands of people depend on every single day.
But you know, sometimes the most brilliant engineering isn't complex at all. Sometimes it's an ingeniously simple solution to a really deadly problem, one you've probably seen on the side of a highway and never really given a second thought.
So here it is, a truck escape ramp. And it's just a perfect example of using super basic physics to solve a huge life or death problem. When a big rig's brakes fail on a steep hill, the driver can steer onto this ramp. The truck's wheels immediately sink into this deep bed of loose gravel or sand, and that immense friction brings the massive vehicle to a safe, controlled stop in just seconds. No complex electronics, no computers, just sand and gravity saving lives.
So, from the optical illusions that fool our eyes, to the hidden rules that define planets and even soap, to the extreme survival tactics of zombie wasps and the human spirit, we've seen that our world is just layered with these incredible systems and hidden stories. So the question isn't just what you'll notice tomorrow, but how are you going to look at it differently?